I am the perfection, I'm also the error. I am the success, I'm also the failure.
Hi, Meenashi. Hello.
Hi, Dee. I'm good. How are you? Hello.
ठिक छु so far going good अनि in person नै face to face भन्दा happy married life. How's it going?
So far, so good.
ठिक छ किनभने ठ्याक्कै हामी यो कुरा गर्ने भन्दाखेरि चाहिँ अनि you are preparing for your wedding अनि then बिचमा postpone गरेर and finally we are speaking today हैन. So it feels really good. Meenashi, I know a few things about you, especially through your Instagram हैन. Mostly भनौँ न, all of it from Instagram अनि also it's very informational Instagram चाहिँ. So त्यहाँबाट थाहा छ. But let's start by introducing you by yourself हैन. So के छ Meenashiको बारेमा जान्नु पर्दाखेरि चाहिँ how should everyone know Meenashi?
Okay, so I'll try not to make it like a job interview. My name is Meenashi and I'm a therapist. I've been practicing therapy for the past almost 2 years now, and I recently got married, and that's it.
Okay, ठिक छ. So married life को बारेमा पछि कुरा गरौँला. Let's talk about you as a therapist, right? So Meenashi, why therapy? What made you interested in being a therapist? Any reasons के थियो?
Yeah, the first thing was I wanted to go for therapy. Things were not very good after the time I had participated in a beauty pageant, and then after that, I was not in a very good mental health state. And that's the time when I started seeking therapy. And once I started taking therapy, I was able to understand the benefits of it. And that made me realize, yeah, I could be one. If it's helping me this much, why not take this as a career? And um, it didn't start very seriously, and I was not into like, okay, pure time therapy nahi karni hai. I was interested, and then I started studying, and I really liked to open up with people in closed spaces. I'm not a person who can talk in crowds. I'm not very comfortable with people um, in mass, you know. I don't think I'm able to open up. And I started being a space eventually for people who are similar to me, people who are not very open in crowds, people who are not able to open up. I found them, they expressed that it was easier to talk to me in person, and they started expressing this, and it became easier after that. I gained the confidence to see clients after that, and I started a profession out of it.
Mm-hmm. So I did not know that you had been a part of Beauty Patient, right? So किनभने मैले काहीँ पनि त्यो I don't know when was it हैन, कहिलेको कुरा चाहिँ त्यो पनि थाहा छैन, but sad that it affected you a lot हैन. So just going back, त्यसमा म little अलिकति मात्र म छुन चाहन्छु हैन, because connected एकदमै देखेँ मैले therapy र your aspirations or like goal. I don't know what it was related to that, but like what made you interested in beauty pageant? And then actually, like when you were like the most sad, like what was the reason behind that sadness? Pani any specific reasons or roots, huh?
So before the pageant, I felt I was pretty confident, and I was a good person, but then good looking person. But then after the pageant, I couldn't win because of the height criteria. Miss Pokhrel, and I couldn't win because of the height criteria, and that didn't do good to me. I started comparing myself. पहिला beauty pageant but पहिला height was not something that would matter to me so much, but now I would see everyone very tall and very beautiful, and I didn't feel very confident within myself and everything, and I felt myself comparing myself to people very unnecessarily, and that really affected me. So even after that, my niece was there, and I had a crown. It's not like I didn't win titles and everything. I didn't win the big thing, but I did win, and people did appreciate me. And my niece had the crown, and she said, I want to win a pageant when I grow up. And I wasn't very happy hearing that. And that suddenly changed my perspective. Okay, it just doesn't make me feel happy. So I thought somewhere within me I didn't feel very secure of who I am because of that competition.
Okay. So है कस्तो it's surprising, you know, कहिलेकाहीँ चाहिँ something that you think that will make you happy eventually does not, and also like something that when you think that okay, getting that crown makes you feel successful eventually does not make you feel successful, होइन? So in that particular scenario, and you become a therapist, and you also like when you are a therapist, you talk to several people, right? It's one-on-one conversation, and you know people and you know the life story, and you also know different contexts and situations. So how has your definition of happiness evolved over these years, and how has your definition of maybe success or failure evolved within these maybe 2 years?
I don't know. 2 years back, I would have said yes, that crown would have made me feel very successful, but I can't say the same right now. People come for therapy, people who have been, really good, successful people in life, and they feel shit about themselves inside, and it's difficult to lead a life. Uh, Success and failure, I don't think it's more. It's not dependent on your comparisons. I think if you feel happy, that's it. I was the kind of person who used to go out a lot, hang out with people and everything, and I was good, I was posting pictures, I was feeling happy about it, and I liked going to places, I liked meeting people. I liked to think how they felt about me and everything, but it changes with experience, and I don't think success and failure are the words that I might want to use in my daily life.
Yeah, so somehow मलाई पनि कस्तो लाग्छ भने अहिले आएर चाहिँ that is something, and that is one reason that I started this, right? By the way, जस्तो these conversations, because कस्तो हुँदो रहेछ भने over these years what I also realized is that after all it's all about how you feel, how you define your own success, or how you define your own happiness, right? So and what we see generally is that the definition of success being like revised day by day, but the definition of failures, or what we really call a failure, is not being talked about. So generally चाहिँ त्यसरी म पर्सनली देखिरहँदाखेरि चाहिँ so let's have a conversation भन्ने कन्सेप्टबाट चाहिँ I started this conversation, right? अनि Meenashi, so at this point, अनि also what do you see, how do you see, like as you said, there are people who seem like very happy externally, are very sad internally, होइन? अनि then how does it affect you as a therapist, अनि does it relate to you in any ways, or how does it हुन्छ नि, does it leave any traces within you? तिमी आफूलाई चाहिँ कुनै after a conversation, how does it feel like after that one-on-one conversation, and how do you with each evolving हुन्छ नि conversations, have you found yourself being evolved कि कस्तो हुन्छ when you are in a therapy as a therapist चाहिँ?
So I have been into a closed room from different cultures, and the one thing that is common in all these people is we're all sad about the way we are leading our relationships. We're all sad about our work. We're all sad about people judging us. No matter who the person is, no matter what kind of life they have led, the problems are the same. So overall, society has done something to all of us, and we as a part of the society are doing something to each person that it is affecting us heavily. This is what I understand. Somewhere it clicks that okay, the problem is same with everyone. Yes, people have different problems, situation different हुन्छ, victims को problems different हुन्छ, mental health को problem different हुन्छ, आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ, तर the core problems are the same. As a human being, we might have failed so many times into understanding what the other person needs. त्यो चाहिँ मलाई लागेको हो. अनि yeah, it's all like a pattern. Everyone comes with a different problem, but the core problems are mostly same. You know, how our childhood is, and how the society has judged our school life. सबैको त्यो problemsहरू चाहिँ त्यही rooted हुन्छ के. And I think I was not a person who used to think about how I should talk to a child. I guess I am good to children and everything, but now I've realized the intensity of our words, how it impacts little children. I make it a point how I talk to them. So all of this has affected the kind of person I am in a good way sometimes. And sometimes therapy is heavy. Sometimes it's heavy on you as well. I need to take time, and it's draining for me. I need to sit alone, and that's all. The give and take of the process, but the core problem within everyone, I think it's mostly the same.
Yeah, I do. Especially, I just want to highlight what you said really regarding the needs not being fulfilled, and that is the core problem. And that is something that I've also come to realize over these years. And it's so important that we first understand what our needs are, right? Yeah, like mero need ke ho bhanne kura thaha nabhekon that I cannot communicate it properly. But then also in our context, like we are termed selfish if we share our needs, right? We are called like kasto खालको मान्छे रहेछ एकदमै आफूमा मात्रै centered भएको. अनि I've also found people who have tagged themselves आफैले एज नार्सिसिस्ट होइन जो चाहिँ अलिकति आफ्नो निडमा अलिकति बढी अवेर भएर सेयर गर्न थाल्यो भने चाहिँ म आफै म त कस्तो नार्सिसिस्ट छु अनि म कस्तो नराम्रो मान्छे हो भन्दै आएको पनि मलाई पर्सनली पनि त्यस्तो थाहा छ होइन. So how do you, like, if you had to share, like, कोही त्यस्तो मान्छे भेट्यो and if you had to convince them, how would you convince Meenashi, like, no, needs को बारेमा थाहा पाउन is important भन्नलाई चाहिँ अनि what is that fine line between being selfish or being a narcissist and just being aware of your needs? So के त्यो fine line चाहिँ कहाँ छ?
I don't know if I have a good answer to your question and if I'm being relatable, but one thing I always tell my partner is if a person, I strongly believe this, I don't know where I got it from, but if a person is constantly doing something for the other person, this is, I don't know, a self-made theory or what, but if I'm constantly caring for you a lot in a relationship, it means I'm asking or showing the need to be cared for myself. So whatever we do in a relationship is actually us asking for the same thing from our partners or whoever the relationship is involved with, a friend or whatever. So this did align with a lot of people I have met, and they thought that they are doing the similar thing. They're constantly giving something that they really want from a relationship, and this is what I see as whenever a person is saying that they are being selfish and everything, I might ask them to reflect on their actions. Are their actions based on their need for something?
Yeah, yeah, त्यो part चाहिँ मैले पनि recognize गरेको छु that something त्यो हुन्छ नि, there's also some people believe in like love languages, some people don't. Like love language research by love language Chapman को पनि कतिजनाले चाहिँ actually they believe it and then say that okay मेरो love language is so physical touch हो त्यो भनेर हैन. But then there are also some people who say that हैन हरेक मान्छेको आफ्नै हुन्छ अनि त्यो त त्यति लिमिटेड गर्न पाइँदैन भन्ने पनि कुराहरू भइरहेको हुन्छ. But what I have also noticed in several evidences and even in myself, like के याद गरेको छु भन्दा the kind of person I am, I tend to like do the behaviors that generally मलाई मन पर्ने कुराहरू के. So for example, if I love gifts, I tend to give more gifts to my partner, right? Just we call that like expectation the छैन भनेर expectation हुँदैन पनि, but then generally what we expect is that मेरो लागि चाहिँ okay, giving gifts is a way of showing love. That means if the other person does not give me gift, that means that मलाई चाहिँ माया गरेको जस्तो feel हुँदैन भने चाहिँ in some ways that can be noticed, हैन. So त्यो part चाहिँ मैले पनि notice गरेको छ. And if I like spending quality time a lot with my partner, and if I want to do that, that means that I also expect similar kinds of thing from my partner, right? And that is something like your love relationship my mother something that I've also noticed in work ma pani ke. Ani so अब चाहिँ I want to come alikati in your personal life, because you recently married, and then actually मैले Meenashi को post पनि पढाएको थिएँ where you had talked about you're taken a break बिहा पछाडि, for such a time, and then after the break like you had come back and shared that how you were were anxious about not getting clients to break pasari from your break, अनि त्यस पछाडि also you're anxious about whether you can go back जुन पहिलेको फर्ममा थियो त्यसै जान मिल्छ मिल्दैन भन्ने त्यो एउटा काइन्ड अफ एप्रिहेन्सन पनि भइरहेको त्यो इट वाज द पोस्ट होइन त्यो पोस्ट मलाई अझै याद छ क्या सो देन so it was on a very positive note त्यो पोस्टमा चाहिँ so just can you please give us a background of how it was like, what were you more anxious about, and how is it going on after that? I know stress becomes such a little time boy married life go ani so your context ma say what induced that fear and what induced the anxiety or apprehension, and then अहिले कस्तो चलिरहेको छ त
So it's very funny. It was, I think, the day before yesterday, I told my mother-in-law, why do they make such a big deal out of marriage? It's just two people who are coming together. They're living their life. Let them live their life. There's no need for 100 people to come and have dinner with them. So I was just telling her that. And I think that made a difference because the entire marriage thing was made so huge. It was such a big deal for everyone. I knew I was getting married and everything, and the day after we got married, I thought it's a completely different life now. You know, I know my partner, I know my family and everything, but the next day I was like, okay, I'm somewhere else, I have to do something. This is the thing that I have to do, this is my role, this is my responsibility. And you know, no one came and said that to me, but I think it was made such a big deal that I was like, okay, now I have to be a daughter-in-law, and how will I ever get back to working the same? And I'll always have something on my hand, and as a therapist. So I had so many confusions in my mind, and I still wonder if there's any difference in the way I work, you know, work-wise, profession-wise. Yeah, that made a big difference. That was the reason why I posted that. You know, I was not very confident of what is going to happen next. How are people going to approach me for therapy, or are people just going to say, okay, now she's married and you know she's busy and she's a housewife and everything. Yeah, it was super weird. But then people didn't take it that way.
Yeah, and I say like the way you have Jenny grown into this marriage, into this relationship, and settled, adapt, what made you feel so comfortable, and what made you think that heavy
So the way I had seen my parents' marriage work, or the way I had seen my father's family be with my mother and everything, I had an idea that this is how marriage is going to be and this is how the family is going to be. But it was nothing like that, and people are really comfortable and they made me feel comfortable. So I think that changed the way I think about marriage, and I think about the entire Buari wala situation as well.
Not just for females, I know males like pani marriage is made like a big deal. Ani given like ani especially as a wedding day, यो त खतरा नै हो. अनि then तिम्रो लाइफमा एकदमै ठुलो परिवर्तन आउँछ भनेर एकदम सानैदेखि त्यो दिमागमा कतै न कतै फिट गरिएको हुँदो रहेछ के. अनि unconsciously we become so के त्यो fearful of getting married एउटा चाहिँ हैन. त्यो भन्दैमा त्यो साच्चै चेन्ज चाहिँ नहुने भने त होइन. It definitely brings a lot of change. You have to stay with another person, होइन. And then त्यस पछाडि you especially for females you have to leave your home and then stay with in your partner's home. त्यो अर्कै कुरा छ. So now coming to this stage, होइन Meenashi, like also about how has this exploration जुन यो especially in terms of also when you are a freelancer होइन आफ्नै हिसाबमा काम गरेको हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ अनि how has your relationship become your strength? Because I see you posting about your partner pani and you talking about how it's important भन्ने पनि राखिरहेको म देखिरहेको हुन्छु हैन. So how has this become a boon which you had not thought before?
So I think just as I talked कि यति ठुलो कुरा हैन, यति ठुलो deal हैन, marriage and everything, a lot of people have suffered as well. कतिजनालाई चाहिँ गाह्रो पनि हुन्छ बिहे गरेर, new family and everything, and the role of a husband जुन wedding day मा चाहिँ केही role हुँदैन खासमा भन्ने नै हो भने they have to just throw flowers let the priest ask them to होइन तर the moment after the wedding is done I think partner को role चाहिँ एकदमै ठुलो हुन्छ किनभने यो चाहिँ मैले आफ्नो partnerसँग पनि communicate गरेको थिएँ to help your partner get comfortable in a family, to help her express, it is difficult to find a voice in a completely new family. And if your partner is someone who is encouraging you to constantly speak what you really want to, so many of the times I had the urge to say, okay, if the family wants it, I want it. But it's really important for you to talk about what you really want. And your encouragement partner, but I want it. सजिलो हुँदो रहेछ. For a person like me, I might not exactly be comfortable of saying what I really want सुरुमै नयाँ family मा गएर and everything, but if your partner is really supportive, this kind of thing helps. And as a freelancer पनि I have the comfort of working in my own hours. I have the comfort of in our family we have role divisions, so this person has this responsibility, this person, and this happened before I came. So everyone has their own roles, everyone has their own responsibilities, and as long as you take your responsibilities, work is not a problem. So this so difficulty there is छैन. Everyone understands and everyone is flexible with their own timing, so that has made it easy for me. But that being said, it's not easy for everyone,
Right.
I understand that as well. So I think it is person to person पनि यो कुरा आफ्नो पार्टनरले चाहिँ कसरी support गर्नुभएको छ. My partner, when people ask him, how is married life, he says, yeah, you have a best friend constantly hanging around you and it's very supportive. So his answer is totally different. So it depends.
Yes. I agree them completely. I second that, right? So every experience is different, and when in marriage it's a very subjective experience. This matter doubt is it depends on your partner, it depends on the kind of wedding you choose, it depends on the kind of family you are married to, and also the circumstances that you got married into. So different role play around. So but then again, it a lot boils down to what the relationship between you and your partner, and how do you express your needs, and how comfortable you are with each other, and or how comfortable you make your partner. Do we take case man, not just husband pani wife le pani त्यति नै हैन. So त्यो part चाहिँ एकदम important हुँदो रहेछ. अनि so and plus it's also important that you give time भन्ने पनि मैले चाहिँ slowly देखिरहेको केस हो क्या. अदरवाइज what we think रहेछ भन्दाखेरि र्यान्डम आजको भोलि लाइफ चेन्ज हुन्छ नि, आजको भोलि सबै कुराहरू चेन्ज हुनुपर्छ, आजको भोलि मलाई मान्छेले चिन्नुपर्छ, एकअर्कालाई धेरै अझै बुझ्नुपर्छ भन्ने वाला थट पनि कतै न कतै चाहिँ आउँदो रहेछ. बट देन एभ्रिथिङ ह्यापन्स एकदमै ग्रेजुअली. समथिङ द्याट हुन्छ नि त्यो ऱ्याडिकल, इट्स अल अबाउट आई थिङ्क लाग्छ ऱ्याडिकल चेन्जेस. वी एक्सपेक्ट एकदम ऱ्याडिकल चेन्ज क्या, इभन इन स्टडिज पनि होइन, जेनरली इभन इन लाइक म्यारिज पनि एनी रिलेसनसिप यु वान्ट एकदम ऱ्याडिकल चेन्ज. ओके मेरो पहिले यस्तो थियो राम्रो भनेको त योभन्दा खत्रै एकदमै 20-30% इन्क्रिमेन्ट हुनुपर्छ, स्यालेरी पनि त्यस्तै हुनुपर्छ भन्नु रहेछ. But generally the most important part what I've come to realize so far is that it's a very slow process भन्ने चाहिँ छ है. अनि just keeping this conversation aside, मलाई एकदमै सोध्न मन लागेको अर्को कुरा चाहिँ मैले यो चाहिँ सोध्छु नि भनेर बसेको थिएँ, because I also don't know much about it हैन. So in your bio I read that अनि यो पछि चाहिँ म भेटा बेला नै सोध्छु भनेर हैन. Nepal's first globally licensed past life regression therapist भनेको छ हैन. अनि what is this? Because I've heard of therapy, I've heard of like counseling therapy, I've heard of clinical हैन. अनि त्यसमा but you have मज्जाले नै mentioned that it's past life regression therapy भनेर, and you are the first person to get that globally licensed. So what is it?
So there are a few past life regression therapists in Nepal as well, but what my certification gives me is it gives me the freedom to work wherever I want globally as a past life regression therapist. So it's globally certified. Past life regression therapy was first started by Dr. Brian Weiss in America, and then after that he basically started teaching it to other people as well. So past life regression hypnotherapy kun basis ma cha bhanda, it is based on the understanding that we constantly change lives as humans, and everything that we understand is based on experience. So whatever we learn, more than we study and पढेको र देखेको भन्दा हाम्रो आफ्नो एक्सपिरियन्सबाट चाहिँ हामीले धेरै सिक्छौँ त्यो कुराहरू भन्ने अन्डरस्ट्यान्डिङमा हो र when we go through hypnotherapy, memories come out. Memories come out from your childhood. Memories come out from the time when you were in your mother's womb. Memories come out from the time when you were in a previous life. So your understanding now, most of the times, our therapy is not connected with is it true or not. So we don't technically go into you hola tha, you bhako haina hola tha, but the experience of therapy is such that it is helpful to us anyway.
Yeah, so मैले बुझेको है त यो उसमा I just would want to rephrase it. I don't know if I got it correctly or not. होइन, so it just means that कि there are different experiences, there are different stages, अनि त्यो चाहिँ through hypnotherapy you bring that experiences that are hidden in the unconscious, अनि त्यो चाहिँ you don't ask कि whether that's a true or false. It's just like if the person says that or if the person goes to that stage, and that is there भन्ने वाला part बुझ्ने हो.
So whenever a person comes with any mental health problem or any problem, if you come to me for past life regression therapy, हामीले के बुझिन्छ भन्दा the presenting problem that the person has come with, जुन problem लिएर त्यो मान्छे आएको छ, that is not the real problem. So that problem is त्यसको root चाहिँ अन्त्यै छ, that has started from somewhere in the past, from your childhood, from your mother's womb, or somewhere in the past life, from where it is rooted. And once you see that experience, त्यहाँ गएर चाहिँ फेरि therapy, counseling केही पनि हुँदैन. It's just seeing that experience, it's just having that experience. And when the person has that experience, जुन presenting problem छ त्यो चाहिँ आफै settle हुँदै आउँछ. So that is the understanding and entire theory of past life regression.
Okay. So how long does it like generally continue for?
So a past life regression therapy session takes 3 to 4 hours because सुरुमै pre-talkहरू चाहिँ मजाले गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ, and then this is going to happen in the session भनेर the client is well prepared. They are made to understand these are the stages and this is what is going to happen when you close your eyes, because you don't want the person to be scared or anxious of what is going to happen to me of a session ma भनेर. So everything is nothing will happen that is not explained to the client. So त्यो वेमा एउटा pre-talk हुन्छ, and then the session happens, and it's a one-time session. हाम्रो therapy, regular therapy happens for weekly basis मा हुन्छ नि त. अझ क्लाइन्टलाई गाह्रो भएको छ, प्रब्लम इन्टेन्स छ भने विकमा 2 चोटि हुन सक्छ, अलि कम प्रब्लम छ भने मन्थमा एकचोटि आउने, whatever the client wishes for. त्यसरी हुन्छ भने past life regression therapy mostly happens one time, अनि त्यो पछि पनि if the client really wants to do it, twice or thrice is maximum. So that's how it goes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, this to case matching, then when do you suggest this? Like, or the individual who comes to you comes by saying कि मलाई past life regression therapy गर्नुपर्ने छ भन्ने हुन्छ कि, or like you suggest among these like
Yeah, so past life regression therapy मैले suggest चाहिँ कहिले पनि गर्दिन. I make videos on TikTok, and if people are interested, this is what I do भनेर चाहिँ एउटा दुईटा भिडियो छ, and they approach me on that basis, past life regression therapy गर्नु मन लाग्छ, what are the charges and everything, mostly because they've heard it somewhere, they've seen it somewhere and all of that thing. But work wise therapy को लागि client आउँदाखेरि it's regular therapy, and I recommend inner child healing. So inner child healing is a part of past life regression therapy, but it is not that far as well. Inner child healing is based on the understanding that every human being has an inner child within them, and all the experiences that we have gone through as a child remain within us. So if today if suppose I'm a person who is very concerned about the way I look and everything, or I'm insecure, something in the inner child was affected, maybe in their childhood. Someone said something to them, and that one phrase, one word has affected this person. So hypnotherapy, but we can go to those instances when the person started having the problem first, the real root cause of the problem in the childhood. So inner child healing, I suggest people during therapy, and it is very helpful as well. But past life regression therapy mostly happens when people ask, I want to do this therapy, and can you help me with this? So that's how it goes.
Okay, but what made you interested in that? Like, how did you get into this? That is more interesting for me.
I was in seventh grade. I was in seventh grade when I had a experience. I was just sitting in my balcony, and I felt, myself. I had my eyes closed, I remember, and I had my eyes closed, and I felt myself seeing myself from a three 3D perspective or whatever it is, and yeah, I found that very good. That experience was very beautiful, and I practically stayed there, closed my eyes for half an hour, thinking this would happen again, this would happen again, this would happen again, and everything. And there was this neighbor. I was born and brought up in Mumbai, so there was this neighbor there who was into a lot of spiritual things and life, death, life after death, and everything. And she gave me a book, Laws of the Spirit World. This book was named Laws of the Spirit World. And then I read this book in seventh grade. And then after that, she had a book by Dr. Brian Weiss, and then I started reading about it, and that's when I got my interest. And when I was doing my master's in counseling psychology, I also understood that not everyone. See, talk therapy might not be very effective for everyone. This is what came to my mind, and I have to learn things on myself as well, and I have to learn therapies, and I have to use worksheets for my work and everything. And then past life regression therapy popped up out of nowhere, and this was the teacher who taught me was an associate with Dr. Brian Weiss. She worked with him for 8 years.
Okay.
So I had to go.
All dots connecting.
All dots connecting. I had to go.
Yeah. Okay, so how was that experience as a student, and how long was your training, or how long were those sessions when you were learning that?
It was a beautiful experience, and that was the first time I experienced past life regression on myself as well. So it was a very beautiful experience. The training was intense, and I went to Bangalore for that training. Yeah, I did experience past life regression therapy, and I did experience a lot of benefits out of it. But most importantly, I got to meet beautiful people, most amazing people, and there was a lot of interaction. I am not someone who is very comfortable in talking in groups and everything, but we connected, and two of them are coming to see me next week as well. So yeah, I made beautiful connections there, and that was the best part of the training.
That's really impressive, because yeah, I can see that, right? Just so kasto case ma bhandakeri chai you getting a book, and then you're doing something, then you're reading a book, you're never giving that book, and then written by the author, and finally your teacher is like somehow connected with that author, and then you going and learning, and then you getting recognized for it and coming in Nepal and then working, so kasto connected jasto लाग्छ. And it's quite impressive पनि एकदम इन्ट्रेस्ट लागेको थियो, यो चाहिँ म मीनाक्षीलाई सोध्छु नै भनेर बसिरहेको थिएँ होइन. So okay, so that's all around होइन. But then like as in moving ahead, saying how do you see now, like what are your plans, and what are you getting yourself into, anything as such you're involved in, like you are involved in so many things just लाग्छ, especially like though you are a freelancer, you are involved in like counseling as a psychologist, past life regression therapist, and then you have your personal life, and then you're also like to even like म चाहिँ जसलाई हुन्छ I would ask to follow you on Instagram, because त्यहाँ पनि content राखिरहेछ, so I could also see you as a content creator, especially in mental health issues, so how do you see yourself growing, के छ अगाडि?
I don't know. Such a funny thing. I don't know, because I'm one thing, I'm the other. I don't plan, and everything is so sudden in my life. But for now, I think with responsibilities, we have to finally take time and understand, okay, this is what is going on, and now we have to do something like this. So with that in mind, I always had a a dream, let's say, a dream, sort of a thing to start my own journals. And I was always a fan of journal prompts. Malai kasto लाग्थ्यो भने, I used to write journals from very young age, and there were days when I wanted to write, but I didn't know what to write. So that's when guided journals would come into help. And I never had a guided journal, but I've always wanted to make one. त्यो एउटा reasonले गर्दा पनि. And so my partner and I, we are coming up with guided journals. The name is Swasamvad, and yeah, I'm very excited for it. The work is going on, and it'll take 1 month, or I don't know, a few months, and I'm pretty excited for it. It's a mental health
That's a
journal.
really nice name, so Sambad. It's really nice name. एकदमै मन पर्यो मलाई नाम चाहिँ. I would definitely love to see that journal पनि, and maybe have one for myself पनि, हैन? So it's really nice, and I guess that was the something that you were like planning to announce, so Sma, because I could see like something coming up. So okay, that's cool.
Yes, so we were posting about it. अहिले चाहिँ we are working on the prompts, and we're working on, you know, how exactly a person who doesn't know what's going on with them, how could they express, how could they vent, and certain cognitive behavior therapy techniques, which I had learned in my masters. त्यो पनि I'm trying to incorporate it in a very simple language, and try to use worksheets around it as well. So let's see how it goes. I'm very excited for it, and my partner is designing it. Personally, I love his designs. Yeah.
No, it will definitely go राम्रो भन्ने जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई चाहिँ, हैन? Maybe I don't know. आज अबले आफै नोटिस गरेको नि सबैजनालाई म त्यही भन्छु कि राम्रो हुन्छ, एकदम तिम्रो पनि राम्रो हुन्छ के, तिमीले जे गरेको ठीक हुन्छ भन्दै हिँड्दो रहेछ क्या, मैले आफूले नोटिस गरेको, हैन नि? I don't know, like त्यही एकदम फुल अन अप्टिमिजममा वक गरिरा हो कि के हो जस्तो लाग्छ, हैन? एकदम रिसेन्टली नोटिस आफ्नो प्याटर्नमा चाहिँ मैले त्यो फिगर आउट गरेको. But then I feel that, हैन, if मलाई चाहिँ पर्सन लाग्ने भनेको, if you really हुन्छ नि, love something, and if you are very passionate about it, and with a very good intention, if you do something अनि त्यहाँ hard work पनि छ भने चाहिँ it's meant to happen जस्तो लाग्छ के. अनि it might take time, but at the end of maybe a day, a year, I don't know, a few years भए पनि मिल्छ जस्तो लाग्छ. And then I guess hard work or passion चाहिँ mix हुनुपर्छ, and then you should also really love what you're doing जस्तो लाग्छ, and I can see that in your work as well. And few people that I have been talking, I can see them एकदम passionate about their work, and it makes me really hopeful के. So त्यो भएर पनि हुन सक्छ. Yeah, Meenashi, it was very good talking to you, हैन? So मलाई चाहिँ as I said, it's a conversation, and then though I ask you a lot of questions, हैन? Is there anything that you would like to ask or share that I did not ask you, or you want to ask me? I don't know, like this मा केही छ भने you can like use this time and please do that. Honor.
I'm just sitting here. I'm super happy because I remember I once saw your talk on storytellers. I don't know what exactly it was, and I once saw your talk, and I really liked it. And today I'm talking to you, and it happened to be a very good conversation for me. So I'm very happy, and thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you very much, Meenashi, and I really hope that we get this conversation going. Ani, I really wish you all the best for your journal and your prompt radios, and this is the final conversation that I'm having for this year, right? So I think like this will be a very positive note to end. I'm really very happy that you are doing that, I know. So best wishes, Meenashi, and it was a great talk time with you, and I really enjoyed this conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Same here. I love the content that you make, and please keep posting all of that. I read a lot of your content as well.
Thank you very much, Meenashi, and have a very good night. See you. I will talk around.
Thank you.
Okay,
sure.
bye.
Bye.